Hello everyone, Methodist Dave here again. Wanted to tell you a quick story and show you a couple of my milk bottles here. The bottle on the left, I picked that up at a yard sale. I'd never seen amber milk bottles before. I mean, clear is the normal. That's what you would usually find in like half-gallon bottles like this one here, or in the quart bottles or the little pints. Usually it's a clear glass milk bottle. And when I was little, milk would get delivered to your house on a daily basis. And the bottle on the right here you see is Rosenberger's. That's the milk I grew up on. You know, we would have a little insulated metal container right outside our front door. And the milkman would come by and he'd put in one of these bottles, maybe some cream or maybe a couple quarts of milk, however you arranged your need to. And milk was delivered on a regular basis to your house. And I can recall, waiting for the milkman to come by. He would come by early in the morning, and sometimes we would take these bottles to the dairy, and you could exchange it right at the dairy here. This is the original recycling. This bottle would be delivered to your house. You'd drink it, you'd rinse it out if you were kind, and then the bottle would go back to the dairy. It would be washed, sterilized, and then refilled and then sent out. This bottle would be delivered to your house or someone's house dozens and dozens of times until it broke or was no longer fit to carry milk in it. And sometimes when you went to the dairy, they had a special window there where you could actually see them milking cows. And I don't think it was like the actual main production, but it was enough there that you could see cows getting milk. So that was a really great treat growing up. Well, here's my story for today. My great-grandfather was a dairy farmer. His dairy would deliver milk to the people in his community. He had a dairy farm in eastern Montgomery County and had a whole bunch of cows, and they would deliver the milk by wagon. Now, my grandfather, till his dying day, hated the taste of plain milk. If he drank milk, you'd have to put chocolate syrup in it, because he grew up drinking nothing but milk. And he'd had all the milk he could stand. He didn't want to take it anymore. So right up until his 98th birthday, he would never drink regular white milk. Well, my grandfather had his milk be delivered by horse and wagon or carriage. And then he bought Ford trucks so that they could deliver the milk. Well, when he bought the Ford trucks, everything went to pieces. Now, you would think, the Ford truck, you could drive from site to site quicker and without any other problems, no matter what the weather, it's a motor car. But here's the problem. The horses would take these carts out on a specific route. And horses are very intelligent. They learn that route. So the driver would go, giddy up, and then would take a nap. And he would sleep between stops if they were far enough away. So the problem is the horse knew the delivery route, but the driver didn't know the delivery route. So upon getting these trucks, my great-grandfather's drivers had to learn the routes all over again. Well, he sold out when the state of Pennsylvania and a lot of other states passed regulations where milk had to be pasteurized in order to be delivered and sold to the general population. And the equipment that was needed to heat the milk up and hold it at a certain temperature for long enough to kill the bacteria that would be in the milk, because it was an easy way to transmit a lot of sickness, even from healthy cows. Tuberculosis and typhoid are on a couple of the things that you get from milk. Lots of other diseases. That equipment was expensive, and my great-grandfather couldn't afford to buy that equipment. So he sold his cows to Rosenbergers, who were on the other side of town, and they took over producing the milk. And my great-grandfather switched to being a regular farmer. And eventually, he sold his farm and lived on that for the rest of his life. But just like thinking back here to the days when, this milk would come to your door fresh every day, that was cool. And it's a memory from my youth, and I guess maybe in some places they still have delivery today, but for most of us, that's a bygone era. But you can still get Rosenberger's milk. Not too many places. They've been sold out to Lucerne. So anywhere in the Delaware Valley that you find a Lucerne milk, it's Rosenberger's. But Lucerne is still selling Rosenberger's under their label, and you can still find them in some stores today. So thanks for joining me, and I'll be back with another story soon. God bless, and have a great week.